Yeah, because I wanted to hear the Filipino fan because I've never seen Alex play live.
Oh my God! So what was your impression of the Filipino audience who watched Alex Eala on center court?
My impression of the Filipino fan was so amazing. That's why I stayed to watch the night match, to hear the fans, to feel the energy that comes, because that's all we talk about, but I haven't been able to experience it in person. So I stayed after I was done with work, and I had an absolute amazing experience to see the energy of the crowd.
Coco Vandeweghe stayed up late. She stayed after her broadcast shift ended. The work was completed, and she had every reason to pack up and head out. She wanted to listen to the audience. She had not really experienced what everyone had been talking about, but she wanted to feel it. After spending a night on the courts watching Alex Eala play at Indian Wells, she returned to the television and clarified the current state of the sport. Not as a politeness, not as an attention-grabbing hot take. As someone who just sat inside the stadium beyond midnight while the flag continued to fly, I can attest to the full impact of what this rise truly looks like in person. The element of this story that the tennis community has yet to properly comprehend is what she said thereafter. Additionally, it goes well beyond attendance figures and ticket sales. Let's discuss everything once you leave your thoughts in the comments.
Excited to see what Eala has left in the draw, because we are talking about a player that is somebody that we're going to see for many years, and this is her first time at the BNP Paribas Open, so everything is a new experience.
Thank you.
Alex,
Thank you.
The moment itself tells you everything before a single statistic is presented. So, let's start there. Former top 10 player and Grand Slam semi-finalist Coco Vandeweghe has been involved in professional tennis long enough to witness every kind of fan enthusiasm this sport generates. To the world's largest events, there are packed Grand Slam draws, memorable night sessions, and home crowd vibe.
I think as a young player, it's the best thing that she has going for her game, because that's sometimes a hard thing for a lot of players to be able to create. You see a lot of players erupt, and even yesterday against Coco Gauff, she was playing somebody that was injured but kept mentally focused, kept solid, and didn't let anything bother her. And plus, not having the crowd even overwhelming, because as a young player, when I used to have a crowd going my way, it was shocking and overwhelming because it's nothing that you experience. She has such an even head on her shoulders, and it's so impressive. The rest of the game, the physicality, the power, that's only going to keep improving, but sometimes mentality isn't something you can teach.
She doesn't become impressed.
She doesn't become impressed easily. She's not the kind to fake expressions for a broadcast or show excitement for the cameras. Those who carefully follow her understand that when she claims something is unique, she means it. She also stayed late, not because it was necessary for her job, not because she was asked to, because she was truly curious about whether the reputation she had been hearing about all week matched the truth. She desired to sit in it and form her own opinion. Her decision was rendered without hesitation. She claimed that the entire reason she stayed was because of the incredible Filipino fan spirit. Additionally, she wasn't reporting on a topic she had read about or examined using data when she returned to the program. She was recounting an incident she had recently had in the California desert at midnight with her own eyes.
Alex she has never played here, and playing here in this facility, you see how beautiful it is, how many people are on the grounds. It's just like a Grand Slam tournament. And being in a new facility, a new venue, that's always exciting, because you don't know where the locker rooms are, you don't know where all these little things that you don't think about as a fan. Alex is comfortable. Everywhere is Alex's home.
It may not seem important.
It may not seem important, but that distinction is crucial. The S-law phenomena is currently being discussed by a large number of people. The majority of them work remotely using social media studios or match statistics displayed on a screen. Vandeweghe is discussing it from his position inside the stadium. Furthermore, the authority she expressed from that position is entirely different. Vandeweghe's remarks during the broadcast went beyond atmosphere. She specifically argued that Eala's contributions to the WTA are rare. She claimed that every court Eala enters is packed. Not the prime time slots, not the premier courts. Every court, regardless of the time, the schedule, or the opponent. And she cited the fact that the late-night game continues to draw a sizable and boisterous audience as evidence that good scheduling or logistics are not the reason for the poll. The person on the other side of the internet is the main focus.
I particularly was so happy to hear just everybody talking about Alex, whether it was the crowd, it was officials, the Uber drivers, just the restaurant waiters. Everyone definitely heard about Alex Eala. She was a rock star in Indian Wells. The fans were like backing up the stadium.
She then discovered the detail that caused users to pause in the middle of scrolling. Fans are speaking to her face-to-face at the courtside. I purchased a tennis cable specifically to see Alex. I don't watch the WTA or the sport in general. Additionally, some of them have monthly memberships when that player isn't scheduled. When she plays, pay. When she doesn't, pause. That isn't just fandom.
Definitely, and I see why people want to root for her, and I root for her even when I'm not playing her, of course.
I have to say, it is great to be on a crowded court. I've played this tournament for many years, and to see the stadium full, it means a lot. And also, like to thank Alex for bringing a new demographic to the sport. I really appreciate. I think it's great. I know sometimes it's tough when you're playing against a home crowd, but I think that it's great for the sport. So keep being enthusiastic and keep rooting for your player. Yeah.
This fan base has completely reorganized their connection to tennis around a single name. Vandeweghe understood what that meant right now. Just the commercial ramifications are noteworthy. Tournament directors and network executives soon see the value of a player who independently influences broadcast-level subscription decisions. However, the cultural ramifications are considerably more significant. It implies that Eala is producing tennis fans rather than only attracting them. Individuals who previously had no connection to the WTA Tour are now paying monthly fees to follow a single player for the whole of a season. That is the most natural manner of developing a new audience, and it is taking place without the need for a marketing campaign. Let's now take a closer look at the real tennis week because the performance on the court fully supported the audience story, which is why it lands the way it does. Isa won her first 2 matches at Indian Wells without losing a set. Tennis that is tidy, effective, and intentional. After that, the draw produced the contest that everyone had been anticipating. World number 4 and 2-time Grand Slam champion, Coco Gauff, someone who only 2 weeks prior had defeated Isa 6-0 in Dubai. The situation was as simple as it gets for a clear-cut Gauff victory. Rating gap, experience gap, and recent head-to-head. The direction indicated by each number was the same. Instead, one of the most comprehensive single-set performances of the Indian Wells tournament took place. Gauff appeared completely at ease after winning the opening 2 games. Then, Eala won 6 in a row. 6 straight games in Indian Wells Stadium 1 versus the 4th-ranked team in the world. The final first set score was 6-2, which was exactly the same margin that Gauff had used to destroy Eala in Dubai, but it was totally reversed. The tale beneath the story is revealed by the service numbers. Eala was winning 59% of points on her first serve in her first 2 tournament encounters. The percentage dropped to 36% against Gauff, but she still won the set convincingly. She was able to absorb Gauff's pace, redirect shots into gaps with precise angles, and force the kind of long, grinding rallies where her court coverage and recovery speed became overwhelming advantages. Every time Gauff pushed aggressively, every time Gauff attempted to shorten the rallies with attacking shots, Eala had a response. Eala forced mistakes from locations. Goff didn't anticipate having to defend from while keeping the ball deep. Eala broke right away to start the second set. Goff eventually had to quit due to physical problems.
Yeah, so back to your question, I really didn't want to win this way, but this is still a really big moment for me to be able to play on Stadium 1 of Indian Wells and against such a great competitor.
Game lasted 55 minutes. When the players left the stadium after 55 minutes, the scoreline was moving in a direction that no one had anticipated.